You might think that the decisions you make every day, like what you want to eat or even what kind of mood you're in, are all coming from your brain. But what if I told you that right now, there is a hidden universe inside your gut that might actually be pulling the strings? And here is where it gets really surprising. For those of you over the age of 60, the microscopic bacteria living in your digestive tract could be the single biggest factor determining not just your digestion, but your energy levels, your memory, and even your risk for chronic diseases in the next decade. In fact, recent research suggests that the balance of these tiny organisms might be a better predictor of your healthy lifespan than your genetics. But there's a catch. Many of the things we commonly do as we get older, thinking we are being healthy, might actually be devastating this inner ecosystem without us even realizing it. And by the time we notice the symptoms, the damage has often been going on for years. So, if you've been feeling a little more tired than usual, or if you've noticed that your stomach feels off after meals, or even if you're concerned about brain fog, you need to stick around because we are going to uncover what is really going on inside you and how you can take control of it starting today. To really understand why this matters so much after 60, we have to look at what happens to our gut as we age. For decades, we thought that a rumbling stomach or occasional constipation was just a normal part of getting older. But the truth is far more fascinating. Inside your intestines, you have about 100 trillion bacteria. That's more cells than in your entire body. And this collection, known as your microbiome, is like a vast rainforest. In your younger years, this rainforest is dense, diverse, and resilient. But as the years go by, factors like repeated antibiotic use, processed foods, and even chronic stress act like a slow-burning fire, clearing out the underbrush. By the time you reach your 60s, the diversity of this rainforest can be significantly reduced. And here's the problem. A less diverse gut is a less resilient gut. It becomes easier for harmful bacteria to take over. And this shift, which scientists call dysbiosis, doesn't just stay in your stomach. It sends signals throughout your entire body. This is the hidden mechanism that connects your gut health to your joint pain, your immune system, and even your mood swings. Let's talk about one of the most alarming connections that scientists have uncovered recently, and that is the link between your gut and your brain. You have probably heard the term gut feeling, but it's far more literal than we ever imagined. There is a direct superhighway of communication called the vagus nerve that runs from your digestive tract up to your brainstem. The bacteria in your gut actually produce and consume a huge percentage of the neurotransmitters that regulate your mood. We are talking about serotonin, the feel-good chemical, and dopamine, the motivation chemical. In fact, an estimated 90 to 95% of your body's serotonin is produced in your gut, not in your head. So, if your gut bacteria are out of balance, your production of these critical chemicals goes out of balance too. This is why many people over 60 who struggle with low mood or anxiety might find that the root cause isn't just life circumstances, but actually an inflamed gut sending distress signals to the brain. It changes how you perceive the world around you. But the brain connection doesn't stop at mood. It goes straight into memory and cognitive decline. There is a growing body of research looking at what is now being called the gut-brain axis in relation to neurodegenerative diseases. Scientists have identified specific compounds produced by beneficial gut bacteria that are essential for maintaining the integrity of the blood-brain barrier, which is the protective shield that keeps harmful substances away from your delicate brain tissue. When your microbiome becomes unbalanced, this barrier can become leaky. This allows inflammatory compounds to sneak into the brain, where they can contribute to the formation of plaques and tangles associated with cognitive decline. What this means for you is that protecting your gut health could be one of the most powerful strategies you have for keeping your mind sharp and clear as you age. It's not just about doing crossword puzzles, it's about feeding the bacteria that protect your brain. Now let's shift focus to something you feel every single day, your energy levels. Have you ever eaten a meal and then felt completely drained, like you needed a nap right after? That could be a sign of an unhappy gut. When your microbiome is healthy, the good bacteria help extract energy and nutrients from the food you eat. They help produce vitamins like B12 and vitamin K, which are crucial for energy metabolism. But when the bad bacteria take over, they can actually hijack your digestion. They ferment undigested food particles in a way that produces toxins and causes bloating. This process is not only uncomfortable, but it also requires a massive amount of energy from your body to manage. Your immune system kicks into gear, trying to fight off what it perceives as a threat, and this chronic, low-level inflammation is exhausting. It's like your body is running a marathon every single day just to digest your lunch. By rebalancing your gut, you essentially free up that energy, allowing you to feel more vibrant and awake without changing anything else. So, what is causing this imbalance? One of the biggest culprits, especially for those over 60, is the overuse of medications, particularly antacids and acid blockers. Many people develop heartburn as they age and reach for these medications for relief. But stomach acid is not the enemy. You actually need strong stomach acid to break down food and to kill off harmful bacteria that enter your body. When you suppress that acid, you are essentially opening the front door and inviting pathogens to come in and set up shop in your intestines. This can lead to an overgrowth of the wrong kind of bacteria and set the stage for the problems we've been discussing. Another hidden factor is the loss of appetite that sometimes comes with age. When we eat less, we often eat a narrower variety of foods, and a diverse microbiome needs a diverse diet. If you're eating the same few things every day, you're only feeding a small fraction of your bacterial community, letting the others die off. But here is the empowering part. Unlike your chronological age, which you can't change, your biological age, as determined by your gut, is incredibly flexible. You can start rebuilding that inner rainforest today. The first step is understanding that bacteria need to eat, and what you feed them determines which ones thrive. They are like pets you didn't know you had. If you feed them sugar and processed foods, you are running a buffet for the harmful inflammatory bacteria. But if you feed them fiber, and I'm talking about the kind found in vegetables, beans, nuts, and seeds, you are feeding the good guys. This type of fiber is called prebiotic fiber, and it's essentially the fertilizer for your healthy gut bacteria. They ferment this fiber and turn it into short-chain fatty acids, which are powerful molecules that heal the lining of your gut, reduce inflammation throughout your body, and even signal your cells to burn fat more efficiently. Beyond fiber, you also need to think about reseeding the garden. This is where fermented foods come into play. Foods like plain Greek yogurt, kefir, sauerkraut, kimchi, and kombucha are packed with live, active bacteria that can help replenish your population. You don't need to consume huge amounts. Even a small serving a few times a week can make a significant difference over time. But you have to be consistent. This is not a one-time fix. It's a lifestyle shift. You are essentially tending a garden, and just like a garden, it needs daily care. You might start to notice changes within a few days, like less bloating or more regular digestion, but the deep systemic changes, the ones that affect your brain and your immune system, take a few weeks to really manifest. It requires patience, but the payoff is a body that functions more like it did decades ago. Now, I want you to do something. I want you to think about your own health over the past year. Have you noticed any changes in your digestion? Have you experienced fluctuations in your weight that you can't explain? Do you feel like your memory isn't quite as sharp as it used to be? These are all data points. They are signals your body is sending you. The health of your gut microbiome is not just a niche scientific interest. It is the foundation of healthy aging. It influences your weight, your pain levels, your skin, and even your risk for things like type 2 diabetes and heart disease. By focusing on this one area, you are essentially casting a wide net that catches a multitude of health benefits. It's the leverage point that most people overlook. As we wrap this up, I want to leave you with a different perspective on aging. We often think of decline as inevitable, but much of what we call aging is actually just the accumulation of damage from inflammation and imbalance. By taking control of your gut health, you are not just adding years to your life, you are adding life to your years. You are ensuring that you have the energy to play with your grandkids, the mental clarity to enjoy your hobbies, and the physical resilience to stay active. It starts with the choices you make at every meal. So I'm really curious to hear from you now. After hearing about this connection between the gut, the brain, and your energy, what's one change you think you could make to your diet starting this week? Maybe it's adding a new vegetable or trying a fermented food you've never had before. Let me know in the comments below. Share your experiences, ask your questions, and let's build a community that's committed to thriving, not just surviving as we age. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss the next video where we'll dive even deeper into the specific foods that can heal your gut overnight. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.